Hello everybody, my name is Aud and welcome back to the Aud Narrations channel, a channel where we read and react to the best Reddit stories. Today on Aud Narrations, the first story we'll be reading is titled, Just Leave People Who Don't Value Cheating Alone. As always, if you appreciate these videos and want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button, that way you won't miss the latest upload. Alrighty, let's make a start. The post reads, I feel like if you want to cheat, have a side piece, a side relationship, into polyamory or polygamy, or can't get blank or blank, to be in one place or still have something from an ex, can't be transparent with your partner or have to be extra private or secretive with your person, or can't even share a simple password, then just leave them. Leave them alone rather than put them through the mental torture. Please leave people who want to be with one person, who don't value cheating, polygamy, polyamory alone. It can't be that hard. I also feel like when these people are hurt and start overthinking, analysing, doing mental gymnastics and investigating issues, people call them crazy, and that's not fair. I hope cheating assholes meet each other for real. And I hope that faithful people meet faithful people. Speaking or typing from extreme exhaustion and tiredness, so please excuse my typos or grammatical errors. Have a nice day, everyone. I completely agree with this. Unfortunately, I think the kind of person... There's a few different categories in here, I guess. You've got like the polyamory and polygamy side and those things, which in good faith are technically distinct. And then you have the set of stuff, which is like the sneaky cheating side of things. Now, the sneaky ones can rot in hell for all I care. You've agreed something with a partner and you've obviously both being vulnerable and then you go behind their back. No. No. Right, let's see what the community says. Someone's left a comment saying, basically cheating is their kink. It's not the having sex with whoever they want. They're reliving some betrayal fantasy, looking for a different outcome, or getting off on asserting power over their partner by withholding the truth. They cheat because they truly want to cheat. It's all about them and their fucked up association to monogamy and relationships. Someone replied saying, 100%. Someone replied to the original comment saying, wow, I never looked at it like that. Makes sense for serial cheaters. It must really be a kink. Otherwise, why won't they just break up before starting something new with someone else? Because they get off on the betrayal fantasy and, as you said, asserting their power by withholding the truth. What a sick, twisted web. From what I've seen, serial cheaters don't change. They just get worse over time with higher stakes, like adding a wife and a baby into the mix. It's all a game for them. The psychological wounds run deep in these people. Definitely. Someone else left a comment saying, here's the thing. Cheaters are by nature low value and low moral people. And they know this. So to overcome this, they need to project/mask a perfect version of themselves to society. Also driven largely by external validation, they need to be able to have their cake and eat it too, while presenting as the perfect family member or partner. The duplicity is part of the game. They'll never leave us alone. We are tools to their satisfaction. The best thing we can do is just stop playing their shitty mind games. OP replied saying, honestly, I feel this, because I've been with someone who people thought was the best person to ever exist. People worshipped him. And I had to be the person to deal with his every bullshit. Sometimes I wished he treated me like random people. Someone replied to the original comment, saying, so well said. They thrive on the duplicity, appearing like a moral, honourable member of society while being a cheating, lying, toxic piece of shit behind closed doors. The people closest to them see what's behind the mask, while the rest of the world just sees the good, false version. I don't know how people like this can live with themselves, so disingenuous and dishonest. It's truly despicable. Someone else left a comment saying, it's funny when someone cheats, then they leave their partner for the person who they cheated with just for them to get cheated on by the same person they cheated with. It's a vicious cycle. I just don't get why people don't talk to each other and work things out, even if that means going their separate ways. I think it's like what the first comment said here, I guess, for this one. As it said, they're cake eaters. They want to have their excitement, their adrenaline rush and all that, and their power, but also not lose the baseline quality of life that they get from having the partner. Someone else left a comment saying, make it known that you don't play and share well with others, that you're monogamous, and expect them to be too. If you get an inkling there's any hesitation on their part, walk away. Definitely. Someone else left a comment saying, my ex-wife was really into the whole hot wife thing. The thing is, I didn't know about it. She wanted to open things up, and I agreed. I got more action than she did. She got dudes asking for pictures, so wanted to close things up, but really she wanted a one-sided open relationship. So I went on dating sites after about a year or so of just trying to figure out who I am for me. I was a good husband for my wife. I was a good employee for my boss. I was a good father for my kids. Who was I for me? All the dating apps sucked. Everybody looking for a hookup or swinging or a threesome, yada yada. Oh, the catfishes, yay. I went to Facebook dating. I was able to state what I was looking for. I was able to say, hey, I'm not looking for a hookup. I don't have any problems getting that kind of stuff. I'm looking for a friend who wants to be serious. I'm a single father and I have priorities. I have a job, a car, a home. And when I met my girlfriend, the first thing I asked her was, do you have any kinks I should know about? She said no. I was like, are you into group sex, threesomes? Are you bisexual? Do you like cuckolding? She said, hell no. I found myself a lady. Yeah, that's one way of doing it, I guess. Right. What do you think OP should do? Bit of a weird comment at the end there. What would you do in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments. Sorry for interrupting the video. Since the start of 2025, since the new year, I set myself a goal of trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It would really help out the channel if you hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. Alrighty, let's move on to story 2. The title reads, my 31 female husband, 36 male, betrayed me while I was recovering from surgery. He has since tried to make it up to me, but I've just lost interest in him. Why do I feel too guilty to leave? The post reads, I posted about this on a different sub, but I'd like thoughts from this one too. Last month, my husband of 4 years went to a work conference. He's a couples therapist. While I was 10 days post-op from endometriosis surgery and came back to tell me he went to coffee and cuddled, he demonstrated on me with another couples therapist from the conference. Yeah. He initially dismissed my feelings about it, saying that it's not a big deal and he's proud of himself for stopping at cuddling. Fucking hell. Yeah, sounds about right. After several days of back and forth, he finally started to feel bad and decided he needed to make it up to me. He's apologized and started to be more proactive about things in the relationship. Here's the thing. Before this, I felt for some time that I'm the writer, producer, director, and actor within our lives, and he's just been barely an actor. We bought a house together, and I did most of the renovations myself while balancing my PhD. He has just been passive and careless. And this betrayal is evidence of his carelessness. An example of his carelessness is that he forgot about our first fertility clinic appointment, despite me reminding him twice in the weeks leading up to it. He says he really wants kids, but he does not actively pursue it, nor does he actively pursue anything related to us. Even after the endometriosis surgery, he barely noticed I was in pain, after maybe getting me a tea and soup for the first 3 days. So this cuddling incident when I was in post-op had been the straw that broke the camel's back, and I feel like I no longer even want to work on this marriage. But he's trying now, and I believe underneath it all he's a good person. He's very gentle and soft-spoken, he's involved in our community, he's never yelled at me, and he knows I like peonies. He makes me coffee in some mornings, and he makes dinner every so often. He even helped me pay for my car. Since this incident, he has expressed a lot of emotion. Usually I have to coax emotion out of him. He has been checking on my pain levels daily because I called him out on his lack of care. He booked me a week-long writer's retreat so I can work on my dissertation and packed me a care package. He has made a couple of date plans. He paid a parking ticket of mine without asking. Still, there's something missing. He's just not it. I'm no longer attracted to him, and I feel like I do not want to connect with him. I ask him where he'd like to live after I graduate, and he says he hasn't thought about it. He doesn't think much at all. Savage. He doesn't challenge me, he doesn't inspire me. I'm not sure if this is just me thinking that the grass is greener on the other side type of situation, or this situation is genuinely bad. I'm tired, and sometimes I don't even like him anymore. My gut feeling is to leave, but I feel too scared and guilty. Maybe he'll continue this streak of trying. We're in a couples therapy, so maybe things will get better. I don't know what to do, and I'd feel guilty leaving him, because now he's become aware of all his flaws and he's working on them. I feel so bad for him having to start over at 36 because he supported me through my PhD. I feel so guilty. Is this bad enough to leave? TLDR, my husband betrayed me and downplayed it. He's been disappointing me beforehand but has since stepped up. I'm not feeling it anymore, but I'd still feel guilty to leave. I guess my initial reaction to this is that it just sounds like you've lost interest, right? Probably the trust, faith you had in the relationship, the sort of image you had of your relationship before was good enough to continue, maybe not plan and excite you about the future, but to continue. And now that this has happened, that image and the trust and the faith in the relationship has just been shattered. And so you're kind of rightly considering, is this it? In a way, they're tricky questions to answer, and obviously I can't tell you what to do. If it were me in this scenario, I'd probably dip. As much as he's doing better, these kinds of changes are generally quite easy to do in the short term, but long term people tend to retreat back to their behaviors beforehand. Yeah, it's tricky. Let's see what the community says. Someone's left a comment saying, I've never yelled at you, and I now know that you like peonies, so with absolutely no effort beyond basic reading levels, I'm already basically as good as your husband. That's how low the bar is. Someone replied saying, haha, that was my thought too. Apparently, I know as much as OP's partner, and I also make coffees sometimes. OP, the issue for me is that he's trying, which makes it seem like he's doing stuff that is above and beyond, and that he has to make this big effort to remember that you exist and have feelings and needs. Contrast what he's doing with how you have been in this relationship over the years. When you did nice stuff for him, did you make sure he was aware of how considerate you were being? Or did you just do the thing because it made you happy to make him happy? Is a few weeks or months of feast worth another decade of increasing famine? Ooh, I love that. That's a great phrase. Or not knowing when his attention will start to wander again. OP replied saying, dude, yes, I did things because it made me happy to make him happy. He's doing things because they are on a list of things he thinks will make him into a good husband. But when you scratch the surface, it's self-serving. Someone replied saying, I hope you're not still planning to have a child with him now that you have doubts. Permanent change is hard, and you don't want to find that out postpartum. If these qualities aren't inherent with him, I don't think I'd risk it. And he was proud of himself just for cuddling. Facepalm. Someone else left a comment saying, no one's lifting an eyebrow over homeboy booking her a week-long writer's retreat soon after cuddling with another woman. Whole situation, that's true, I didn't think about that. Whole situation sounds sus as fuck. Like, yeah, he feels guilty, he sucks. I don't know. Someone replied saying, and all this on top of being a couples therapist? You could not pay me to see him for therapy. Someone replied saying, right, he immediately went straight to gaslighting OP as soon as he got home. He's supposed to be calling those behaviors out, not implementing them in his own relationship. Indeed. Someone left a comment quoting, I feel so bad for him having to start over at 36. And they write, he'll be fucking fine. And they quote again, he supported me through my PhD. And they write, you fucking renovated the house whilst you were doing your PhD. This guy has spent years in your marriage without ever paying attention to the person he was married to. He's only behaving now because he's realized he brings so little to the table, you're actually getting ready to leave. But it's too little too late. The shit he's doing now to make it up to you barely scratches the surface of what my husband does for me on a daily basis. If he truly loves you, he would have been making an effort all this time. He's just being nice now because he's realized it'll inconvenience him to be single. Someone replied saying, yeah, he's love bombing her because he knows he fucked up. Also, want to point out that he's a couples therapist, but he usually doesn't show much emotion to her, and she has to coax it out of him. Excuse me? Someone replied saying, dude is not doing a great job not being a stereotypical therapist with their concerning issues that they are blind to. Indeed. Someone else left a comment saying, the guy who cheated on his wife while she was post-op with a colleague and was proud while he physically cheated, it was above the clothes, and isn't convinced that he wasn't, in fact, a good boy deserving of accolades, is a couples therapist. This guy who has no business of being in a relationship is giving other people relationship advice. Indeed. Someone replied saying, yep, I was looking for this reaction, 100. And someone else replied to the original comment saying, right, it's like saying, well, I put my penis in like 2 pumps instead of 12. It's so ridiculous how these people think. If you're in another person's lap snuggling, we're done. Period. It's a hard line for me. Indeed. Yeah. Been this guy. Right, what do you think OP should do? What would you do in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments. Alrighty, we'll have to finish there. As always, if you enjoy these videos and want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button. That way you won't miss the latest upload. We'll have to finish there for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.